see us. They can hear us, though I think my mic was live during part of our conversation because I didn't hit the button. So they have my side of just bad-mouthing a person who I actually would become friends with again, so that's not important.
Well, we can cut it out in post.
Yeah, no one's ever going to see it on YouTube, but if you're live for this...
Hi, guys.
I
Do we have viewers at the moment?
I think we only have 2 viewers at the moment. I need to get to our stream manager.
Let's see.
The stream manager says 0, but my phone says
Perfect.
2. So hopefully no one's seen us yet. Maybe you'll see our tweets in a second.
Well, hello everybody.
It is a wonderful Wednesday, which is a weird time for us to be doing DisasterCast.
Yep.
On my side, we had a medical emergency at my house, so I'm not going to go into details, but that happened, so we had to cancel. That person's feeling better. But, yeah, it was not a fun Saturday for me, so we had to cancel DisasterCast. Yep. That's why Brian actually tweeted on the Nat Disaster account, not me. I had done all the previous DisasterCast tweets, because I was excited for it. It was going to be a good DisasterCast. I was hyped about stuff that night, and then it just didn't happen. Which, okay, it's happening now.
Hi!
Welcome to DisasterCast. I'm Conlan Rose, one of the founders of Nat Disaster, and the guy who does all the tech bits of it. And one of the people who made DisasterCast a thing purely because I was like, oh man, if I'm setting up all the cameras and crap, we should do a podcast before we stream to make sure. Purely as a mic check. That was it. That was the idea of it. It was just a mic check.
I didn't know that.
To make sure, like,
that
OBS...
was our first one was just a mic
like,
check.
well, no, the idea of doing it was so that way I could check the mics and make sure that, like, OBS didn't update and kill our ability to stream or something.
Yeah.
Or, like, our hardware died or whatever. Like, it was to make sure, like, we at least had 12 hours before our stream to find a solution.
There. That's actually a good strat.
Yeah, I thought it was smart. And this is...
Hi, I am Vicky.
Oh.
It's... Okay, I mean, we're currently on break, so I'm not currently playing any of my characters, but...
Your brain is still playing them.
If you followed any of our other shows, I've played Andy in the Heist campaign, I've played Knock in the Bane campaign, and I've played Lemon in our little Humblewood campaign. Currently playing 0 characters, though.
Besides the characters in her mind.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like we have schizophrenia. No, we play D&D. It's similar, but not the same thing. One's an actual mental disorder. One's just we're a little weird.
So yeah, hi. It's been a bit since I've been on the show, but I'm excited to be here.
This is not a very good drink.
Did you just drink full Malibu? Is that what's in there?
No, this is Casey's, like, Snapple tea stuff, and I'm very mixed on it. It doesn't taste bad, but there's a flavor in there. I think it must use black tea, and I don't like black tea that much. And it just has this hint of aftertaste that I'm like, no, I don't like that. So, like, I sip it first, and, like, you can taste all the sugar in it. So it's like, oh, this is sweet and good. And then it just gets bitter. And I'm like,
See, I
know you're a tea drinker, so, like, to you,
I love the bitter is the thing.
Casey does too. It's not me. Yeah. I'm not a bitter or sour person. I like sweet things, which is why I sometimes drink too much soda. I get in little, like, habits where, like, for, like, 3 months I drink too much soda, and then I, like, drink water to the point where I'm like, I need to pee every 5 minutes. I balance myself out in the long term.
Hydration is difficult, though.
I balance myself in the long term. In the short term, I looks like chaos.
I think everybody struggles with hydration. I don't think it's just us.
No, it's a struggle sometimes.
Yeah.
But yes, welcome to the D&D podcast that sometimes talk about D&D because we tangent, forget. I'm just a little spacier today. I also, we normally do
out of it too. But
well,
you know what?
We normally do, things before stream, and I decide to eat one.
Oh.
And, like, I haven't in, like, a couple weeks since we stopped playing and everything.
Things before stream.
I know. I usually do. Usually I'm a little stony during stream or a little buzzed. That's usually my choice. I was like, you know what? It's a weekday. I don't feel like getting drunk.
Yeah.
I'm like being a little stoned is fine, but I haven't had one of those bricks of chocolate for like a month and a half, so it's hitting me a lot harder than normal.
Oh.
Because there's just nothing in my system. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah, fair.
I also took it exactly so the hard hit me hard point was gonna be near the beginning of stream. I was hoping it'd be just
what is
before.
wrong with you?
I'm a moron. It's okay. I want to run a multimedia company.
Things that are green. I've been really into the color green lately. I don't know what's going on.
That's okay.
I've been really obsessed with it at the moment. Specifically dark green. I'm actually kind of considering dyeing a bit of my hair dark green. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go through.
I'm the wrong person to tell that because I'll just tell you bet.
I'm not one of those people though. You can't really get me with being like, oh, you won't.
That's part of the reason I bought the truck I bought. Like I was going to, I kind of already sold it to myself, and then Mark, like we were having a conversation about it, and he just went. I went, well, the decision was already kind of made, but I guess you're forcing my hand.
Yeah, see, I'm not one of those people, really. People always try to get me, but I'm not that easy, is the thing.
It only happens with things I've probably already pretty much made the decision on. I'm just like, being like, come on, you sure? Like, I'm being anxious about it.
Yeah.
And then I just need someone to just be like, come on. You know you want to and you should, so go do it, dumb. Like, just go. Do.
Yeah.
I approve your bad choice.
It's kind of funny, because I'm friends with a lot of people who are like that, who, you know, if you say, oh, you won't, they'll immediately do it.
Well, it's also because we as a friend group, if we're egged on, it's over.
But I'm not one of those people.
No, because you're the group mom who's like, no, don't.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, maybe we shouldn't use the flamethrower right now, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
You're all intoxicated. Let's not do this, actually.
It's not even like this is a real event, but I can imagine it. It's the thing. Like, I'm imagining this on my deck with Maine's like, come on! And I was like, yeah! And you're like, please like, no!
No! Put it down! It's like with Creepy with his damn sword. I swear, it gives me an aneurysm every time he brings it out, because I'm just like, please don't.
He just is so...
don't handle a sword.
It's especially because like that's a real sword.
I know, it is sharp, big time.
Like I have a fake like machete-like sword thing that literally is just realistically an oversized letter opener because it's not very high quality. I ordered it on Wish. I'm not angry. I just wanted a cool sword-looking thing. I'm like, oh, this would look cool into display. I thought it was gonna be bigger also, and it was not. And then I was like, oh, this is not gonna be as good to display. But I just use it as a letter opener for large packages.
Yeah, you know what's funny is that, like in an old relationship of mine, my ex promised to get me a sword, and they never did. So
that means they must repay their honor to you.
No, it's okay.
I know. I'm just being... Hey, guess who's in the chat?
But that means London. The universe owes me a sword. Hi, London.
How are you, sir? We're not going to display your awesome bit of art that Vicky has seen yet. Yeah, we want to try and get a couple more people on, just so that way we can like get a good reaction to it for everyone.
Yeah, hopefully
Vicky has seen it.
We're all together.
Oh man, guys, we don't.
It is incredible, and I'm gonna build up the hype a little bit because it's incredible.
We don't deserve it. Also, London believes green is great. Yes, it is. I love my keyboard.
Big fucking props.
I love green.
Yes,
like
I love.
That's
green.
why I used to be the guy who played Luigi, and his DS color is green. Actually, is my DS on my desk still? Yes, I can feel it behind this monitor.
I kind of go through color phases, to be honest. Like, I'm one of those people who, if you ask me what my favorite color is, I will probably change my mind over the years, which I have. I have changed my mind over the years. It's different basically every year, and I feel a little bit guilty about being that fickle, but also it doesn't matter.
see it. You can't see it.
Nice.
My DS background is green.
My DS is probably dead at the moment.
No, it's
So
a
I couldn't
DS.
check.
I don't know last time I charged this thing. It's been sitting on my desk for 3 months.
Oh, mine is my 3DS. I do have still
Oh, the
my
3DS is
original
underneath
DS.
it. I don't know if the 3DS will turn on. I know my DS original. This thing, if it,
No, I think
if
they're
I,
both uncharged on my end.
I don't care like that. Actually, my original DS doesn't exist anymore. This is its front case, and this is this Phil's old DS. This died during transplant between cases because these were two broken DSs, and I was able to get one, in theory, functional one because the hinge was broken.
I think my little sister has my
But it's dead.
original DS, but I currently have like the DSi or Lite or something. It's the red one. Mine
I
is
have
red.
this, the Pokemon.
And then I have a 3DS that is the Galaxy version
This was someone else's
because I
gift
liked the
that was
purple.
given to me
Ooh.
from Creevy, so you can guess who's the someone else's it used to be.
Oh.
Now it's mine.
Hey.
I won after that whole ordeal happened. I got multiple things that I bought for them as gifts. I got multiple Nintendo products out of that dealio, and I don't even own a Switch to play 2 of the games I have.
You have Switch games?
Yeah, I got them for free because.
Buddy, we gotta get you a Switch one of these days.
You're correct. I've wanted a Switch forever. But every time I'm like, maybe I'll get one. They were announced the second I said I'm going to. They always announce a new one. I go, I guess I'll wait again. And I'm gonna wait again because they're announcing that they're gonna have 2 new Switch generations.
Pro is like on the way. Yeah.
They're gonna have a Pro and they're gonna have a fixed, actual useful battery life regular Switch. Like a Switch Advance or something like that.
Bet.
Okay, yeah. I was going to get. I was eventually gonna buy a Switch no matter what. I just am the worst about. I just want
you to play Breath of the Wild so that I can talk to someone about it.
I don't play video games as much as I used to. Like I got the new. I have too many DSs on my desk. I got the new Blue DS because I was like, I want to start playing video games before I go to bed for a little bit, for like a half hour before I go to bed. I hear some YouTubers tell me it's really calming, and I realized it doesn't work for me.
Oh,
gaming gives me some anxiety, so it makes me more hyper. So then it makes me not tired. I did it like 3 nights.
Playing like more calm games, like you could.
I was playing Pokemon.
Okay, but that still has some action.
That is true.
Maybe you should do like a puzzle game, like Professor Layton or something.
I might try and play the SimCity game I've had for years that I've never actually played.
Because those are really calming. I haven't beaten Professor Layton. I don't want to get called out for being a poser. But they're really calming from my experience so far.
The only reason I have this is so I can play Ruby. Red. That's the only reason I have it.
Yeah, if anyone wants to hear my weird ass game recommendations, let me know. I guess
we should get you. We should make a blog. You should get a blog just about weird video games.
The thing is that almost every video game I play is a recommendation from my boyfriend, and so really he should just be the one to make the blog, but...
Do we expect to be like, so go follow his blog about weird games or us?
He actually does have a podcast that I could plug right now, if anyone is interested.
Only if he plugs us, but... I have no problem with that. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, if anyone's interested, his podcast is called Dialogue Tree. It's on every service, as far as I know. So
we don't do that kind of work here.
Yeah, he's on Spotify. I think he's on Apple Podcasts, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but he is definitely on Spotify, definitely on YouTube.
I might start doing another podcast besides this one that's on my channel.
Ooh.
It would probably be able to more easily be put into audio only compared to this, because this time we do this show, we bring visuals up sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. We do.
So like you will lose out without seeing us. There's a reason we do it video, not just a audio podcast. Is we sometimes are showing off art. Like Probably next time we do Disaster Cast,
art
we'll
or
try and get.
maps or
Yeah. Like next time we're gonna try and get that we'll show off. You'll begin seeing the new logos and stuff soon, probably, because I might begin putting them up onto our on our headers and stuff like that. Because I kind of want to get it out there because it's so good.
I've got to eventually actually design the Lucky Sync logo. Probably.
Yeah.
It's probably up to me considering I designed it.
Like there's some logos out there.
Yeah.
I need to stop eating this. It's very dry. Like it's more.
Uh-oh.
It's like it has so much liquid in it, but because it has so much Parmesan cheese, it's just sucking all the moisture out of it.
Is it wings? Are you having wings?
It's this it's like a it's like a cheeseburger like noodle casserole thing that Casey found.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a bacon cheeseburger. Like it's something that you probably wouldn't like. I know you like those flavors, but like it's mainly there's lots of meat in it.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't know if the viewers know that I'm a vegetarian. I feel like we probably brought it up.
Vicky's a vegetarian, which is fine. We
Yeah.
are acceptable of all beliefs in terms of your wants of meats or non-meats or not meats.
Why not?
Yeah, like
it's not the 80s. It's not weird to be a vegetarian.
Oh my god,
anymore.
you're a vegetarian? I don't know what voice that was.
You know what's weird though? I actually definitely would have gone vegetarian sooner if it hadn't been for my high school boyfriend, because I told him that I wanted to be a vegetarian. I was like 16, and he was like, "No, that'd be real lame." And I was like, "Okay." That wasn't exactly what he said, but you know, I'm not gonna put him completely on blast.
You gotta paraphrase. You can't just blast out someone like and like then one day find and be like, you know, that was not nice.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think he checks up on me anymore. That would be a bit weird if he did, to be honest.
I doubt he's ever gonna end up on a D&D podcast.
Yeah, probably didn't think that would happen.
Have you looked at the music I sent you?
I started doing it and then I got distracted by something else and then I put it away and completely forgot about it.
That's okay.
Classic Vicky experience.
I could also ask you about minis, but I assume they're on the same list.
Yeah. I also just have actually not really been in the place to paint minis lately.
Yeah, your hands have been hurting.
Yeah. I've been having, you know, body issues. And so it's not completely comfortable for me to sit and paint because I end up slouching and then I want to die.
Yeah, you have to work on.
I need to work on having better posture when I'm seated. Because when I stand, I have very good posture, but when I'm seated, it kind of.
I do the same thing. Also, when I'm working on projects, because I don't have enough workbenches that are the right height, so I end up bent over working on stuff so much.
Yeah, minis particularly are kind of a thing where you end up bending over.
Well, yeah, because they need to actually be at like this height.
Yeah.
They need to be like you sitting at like a workbench instead of a desk.
I actually typically hold them in my hand as I paint.
That's why I got you a holder.
I usually keep them on the table. Yeah, that's true. Which did come in handy, especially with the owlbear. The owlbear was so fun to paint.
Oh yeah, because then you actually could be like get underneath and like.
Yeah. I also just, you know, painting monsters is real fun in a way that painting people isn't as fun.
Well, because monsters, it's like if you mess up, oh no, it's a scary monster. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, that and I don't know, they're more dynamic.
Yeah.
So you get to, you know, play a bit around, and there's less pressure because with the characters, there's someone's character that I'm painting for them. So there's a bit of pressure, you know, because I want to make it nice so that they enjoy how it looks, so that they, you know, feel represented. And so I want to get color recommendations, want to make sure that I paint it the way that they want it to be painted, make sure I get details so that they feel cared for. Um, can you tell my love language is acts of service? Um, and yeah, I like to make sure that it looks nice, and that my friends are happy with how I paint their characters. But when it's a monster, I don't really have to worry about that because no one's like attached to the owl bear.
Yeah. It's an
I
owl
can
bear
paint the
minion. Who
owl bear
cares?
however I want to paint the owl bear, and it's a little bit more freeing in that way.
So London, I don't know if he's still, or X Pulp is, I don't know if he's still in the chat or not because I moved screens. He's gonna
Mhm.
potentially begin working on Rain soon. I began sending him some of my idea
Yeah.
stuff, which is exciting.
Yes.
Like he just did our
Yeah,
logo,
Rain
which
is
he
great.
blew through so fast for how quickly he got that, turned that around to how good it is like
It's incredible. It's
it's
very, very well
like what the
done.
fuck. Like from like texting me a day or two before and being like, "Hey, can you start sending me stuff for Rain? I'm gonna start working out soon. I'm doing your logo first." I was just like, "Oh, okay." And then like 2 days later, I get a text that's it's done. I was like, "What?"
It's incredible. I think we're all very happy with it. The ones of us who have seen it so far.
Oh yeah, it's great. I love it. It will first force me to have to do work to like fix all kinds of other things for our channel art because some of it's kind of like
That's
crappy
okay.
like text stuff. And I'm like,
That's
oh,
true.
I'm gonna need to make this good. Or I'm just gonna be like, hey London, I need you to do some bubble or letters. I'm gonna need to make a font that's just your writing.
That is a thing, I think. I think you can just
You
make
can just
fonts.
make fonts.
It's
This
just,
takes work.
you know,
I've
yeah.
done it before. I haven't done it since like I don't know, 5th grade. I think I learned how to make fonts.
Mm. That's very early in life to learn how to
My
make a font.
school, my elementary school was super techy. We had like the brand new like Mac, like uh ones that came right after the monitor, like the blue, classic blue app, and Macintosh computers,
Hmm.
like the blue and teal case, the teal and gray case. That's like an old CRT.
Yeah.
So we got like the white ones that came out right after those
Mm,
because our library got renovated.
nice.
So we had like Movie Maker and everything. So we learned how to make movies.
Mm-hmm.
We learned how to a little bit of photo editing. We like learned all kinds of weird artsy stuff that I did not expect us to learn in 5th grade, fourth
That's
and
very
fifth grade.
interesting because I had a very similar experience in that we also had the like white Macs.
I'm so
We
sure the
got
whole district
them
got new
pretty
ones.
early on. Well, this is I'm recounting when I was in private school,
Oh,
actually. Um, and we learned how to write haikus on those, actually.
we're making movies.
We had an entire poetry segment where we learned how to write poetry
We made movies
on
about
MacBooks.
about. I think it was part of our Dare program. They mixed our Dare program with the making movies. So I remember doing like a movie about drugs and one about bullying,
Nice.
which is weird in sixth
I
grade or 5th grade.
I I wrote a poem about firing squads. Because we just learned about that in history.
Oh.
And so I wrote a poem from the perspective of a person in a firing squad lineup.
Was that one of those times your mother got called?
Nope. It was a private school. They didn't have to do that.
Like I know that I used to be really good at drawing like tanks and stuff like that, just because I was good at drawing them. Not like they're
Yeah.
interesting to me. Not because like blow up the school, but like I got good at like drawing guns because it's on tanks, guns. I'm sorry, they're just
Yep.
they're correlated things.
Yeah, realistically, my parents probably should have been notified.
Yeah, on that one, probably. They should have called a mental health professional. Be like, hey,
That's okay. I'm definitely well adjusted. I play D&D now.
Why is our entire D&D group play D&D? To escape our problems. By how? Playing characters with problems and hoping they solve them. Because we sure as shit ain't.
Yep.
In London, said it only took him 3 hours.
Wow, that's incredibly impressive, buddy.
You can't hear me clapping, but oh man.
Yeah, that's the one thing I dislike about RTX Voice is that I can no longer snap like a poetry reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. 3 hours,
almost
dude.
Not worth it.
You killed it. Like, I can't. If I told you how long
Incredible.
it took me to do some of the tattoos I've made for The Sims 4, it makes me seem like I'm incompetent in a way that is undescribable.
Yeah, it takes me like 3 hours to paint a mini.
That's still more impressive than anything I can do.
At least.
That's a lie. I can build furniture and stuff. Like, I have other craftsman skills that I can do better than most people. I just, if you see me like Photoshop having to like
skilled at something.
You see me in like Photoshop trying to draw art and crap, and it's extraordinarily unimpressive as I'm trying to trace.
Yeah.
It doesn't help my hands don't always listen to my brain. So sometimes I'm like drawing and my hand's like, I'm just gonna jolt across the screen. I'm like, thank you for drawing that line. That means that because I've been holding down the mouse for 5 minutes, half of the work I just did gets deleted.
Ooh.
Because that's just what happened to be on that set of undo.
Yeah, I'm better with physical mediums than
I am too.
Other stuff. I think that's why I'm okay with mini painting is because it's 3D. And so I have an easier time.
The problem is so much stuff is digital now, like art's digital and stuff.
That is true. It's true.
Which is good and cool because we can do podcasts and have a good time and whatnot and broadcast to other people in this world, like just scream into the silence.
Hey, here's a question.
What's up?
Does music have a dimension? If it isn't written?
When it's played, yes.
Okay. Does it have one dimension?
It has multiple dimensions. Because it's depending on it depends on how you decide to what type of audio system you decide to listen to music to as well. Because think about okay, let's start from like the basics of just it being in stereo, just off FM radio where there's 2 speaker channels.
Yeah.
Think about some songs Queen wrote, how it feels like a guitar moves around the room as you listen to it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That is 3D. You can make music 3D both through editing and pure sound design.
What about live performance?
If done correctly, it can be just as.
That's interesting.
Because Queen has done that before.
My live performances have technically only really been 2D because
I'll admit that most of mine have been 2D, except for the one country concert I went to. Because there's one song where you're supposed to sing with him that made it feel more 3D because you became almost to the 4D point where you're part of the music, which is
I mean, I wasn't really responsible for the way the sound sounded. I'm not on the production side of things. But yeah.
No, that's fine.
Big respect to tech.
Oh yeah. As a person who does like just the smallest amount of sound design.
Thank you, tech crew. Thank you, production teams. Thank you.
Yeah, I wish we had one because oh man, that'd be wonderful.
But yeah, respect fucking tech.
Because like those people who make like a soundtrack go from like great to transcendent.
Yep, without tech, nobody would hear you fucking sing. So.
Because like there are some Queen songs. There's a couple other like rock bands that really played with that. The whole like getting stuff around you. Like if you listen to like a car stereo that actually has like proper speakers that are wired right. Like Tahoes are wired properly on purpose because me and Mark use like 2 songs to test music because the songs bounce the audio around a lot, and like if we can't hear that, we didn't do a good enough job. That's the rule, because we want, even if it doesn't sound great, like we want to feel part of the music.
Yeah.
Which actually, of all things, that's actually these new headphones I got. They're like they're apparently THX certified. They're the new-ish. They're a year old now. Razer headphones that Razer kind of just didn't. I don't remember seeing these advertised at all.
I don't think I've ever seen them before.
They're Razer's noise canceling headphones.
This might get me canceled on the internet, but I low-key want the ones with the little cat ears on them.
Hey, he makes them now. That's fine.
Yeah, they're kind of cute, is the thing.
So that's what we need to get you for? Will you wear them?
No. This is not a request.
You do it for one stream, like, and I'll never do this again, so I don't get called the cat girl.
Oh my god, that would drive me actually insane. Is the thing. I would lose my mind. Like, I think they're cute, but like, I don't want people to be like, "Oh my god, she's an e-girl." Like, I'd rather die.
Yeah, I would not categorize you as an e-girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, we're not. We're more in terms of that kind of culture. We are more millennial.
I'm an e person. Thank you.
What's this gosh darn e craze? Electronic person. I don't get it.
You know, that's a fair point, though. Actually,
yeah, because that's what that means, by the way.
I know.
It's so because that's what e in email means. It means electronic mail, and the same thing with several other things.
Yep, it is a little weird. However, you know, a big respect to people who know their style and do.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not making fun of anyone for you can be an e-girl. I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Do you, boo boo?
It's just not our vibe.
Yes. I'm a man who sits in his basement. Like, obviously, it makes me seem more pathetic than I really am because I have a full-time job and I don't live in my basement. I live upstairs.
Yeah.
This is just my office because it's the only open room in the house.
This is the ground floor, baby.
Technically, this is actually the ground floor. This is a 2-story house. But this is a basement.
True. You work on the ground floor, bud. You're not in the basement. You're fine.
It's considered a basement only because part of it is underground.
Ah.
Because the back half. Back half of this room.
I didn't zone your house.
I know the back wall is where that window line is. That's the ground height.
That's true. Yeah.
So technically, it's not very sunken into the ground because I live on a hill. So as it goes down the hill, this is only like half basement.
See, I live on the bottom of a hill. I don't have to deal with that problem.
Yeah, I have a weird shaped house.
You know, it's interesting. In my childhood, I lived on like the middle of a hill. Now I live on the bottom of a hill.
Maybe it's just because you're supposed to go up the hill.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll make it to the top.
I don't know, a philosophical book. I'm like, do it. There's a good reference. Start from the bottom now here.
I guess.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Oh man, we've actually not talked about D&D in this D&D podcast.
We talked about D&D a tiny bit.
Like our characters. I think it's because we're both... So, me and Vicky, we praise Brian for taking care of his mental health. Let's start that way.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
So, like, that's more important. So, do not take anything we say as, like, grr. It's not that. We're just complainers. I
mean, we just miss our characters is all.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm a complainer. I just vocally complain about crap. That's just who I am. Even if I'm not that annoyed by it. I just bitch because I like bitching.
I think we should keep it neutral.
Oh, it will be pretty neutral.
On the pod.
But me and Vicky are probably the two people. Like, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how other people feel about it because I'm not them. I cannot place their emotions. But me and Vicky have talked about it, so I know how Vicky feels. So,
yes.
We're like, me and her, like we're so happy Brian's gonna take care of himself.
The game is
yeah.
all.
Also, like, we were in, like, such, like,
It
cliffhanger.
was a big cliffhanger. I am excited. I am very on the edge of my seat in a way that feels like realistic to my character. And
Yeah.
so it kind of does feel good in a way because like my character does not feel resolved at all. And it gives me something to look forward to for when we return. Is that, I don't know how Andy feels at the moment because he is in a weird spot at the moment. He doesn't even really know how he feels. Not completely. And
I'm
so
sorry, it looked
it's,
like I wasn't paying attention. I decided to give
no, that's
ourselves to set Casey's thing on our stream just so that way I could easily see if anything screws up separate of my own computer.
yeah.
I also have learned that she follows like a whole bunch of people on Twitch. Like, she is a bigger Twitch user than I am. And I did not know that till
I
literally
follow
right
a good
now.
amount of people on Twitch actually.
I know a lot of people on Twitch. I do not follow a lot of people on Twitch because live.
uh
I love, like, when you catch a live show, it's real fun to be part of it. But,
mhm.
like, I'm an incredibly busy person, and a lot of people I follow for live streaming live stream while I'm at work.
Mm.
So I
See,
I
I
I
also
honestly
enjoy
only see
watching
highlights.
VODs.
I
I
watch
like watching
VODs.
VODs.
I watch VODs and I watch highlights. I watch highlight videos all the time. But, like, Twitch is a platform. I make content on it. But, like,
Mm.
I honestly don't watch as much Twitch as you would think I do. I know lots about
I
it.
gotta say, I really appreciate streamers who keep their VODs on the same platform. Like I really appreciate when people keep their entire streams uploaded onto Twitch. It's super, super great for me
You only
because
can
I
do that
love
after you hit a certain point.
watching content. Yeah,
That's what
I
sucks.
understand that it's not
Or you have.
possible for everybody, but I appreciate it when they don't lock it to subscribers only because that is kind of a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, I know. Well, I use my Twitch Prime sub to I think it's RT right now. I'm using it for RT Game. Which, by
I
the way, he finally was able to change himself from RT Game Crowd to RT Game. He's been asking Twitch to do that for 2 years.
I very realistically and probably predictably use my Twitch sub for Critical Role.
That's fine. That's what Brian uses his for.
Yeah, pretty predictable for a D&D creator to
Yeah,
use
no.
their Twitch sub for CR because CR is
I use it for
incredible.
RT because he doesn't have a Patreon or anything like else to, like, donate money for.
Yeah,
So
fair.
I'm like, this is the only way I can give you money directly. Besides, like, I bought some merch too, but
Yeah,
that, like, I'm
yeah,
like,
that's the other thing, right? Is that I like supporting them because I think they make very good content
yeah,
and
because
I like the content that they create.
my other major YouTubers, most, not all of them, because some of them just don't have easy ways to support them. Uh,
Hmm.
like Nerdcube, who I don't even watch his videos as much. Like, I still watch them occasionally, but, like,
Yeah.
he's the only reason I'm alive. One of them is
Hmm.
at my darkest point in my life. I accidentally found one of his videos and began just watching his channel, and that kept just
Yeah.
enough happiness, just enough serotonin in my brain that I made it through my shitty, like, end of college experience till I got home, and then I was with
Yeah.
friends and I wasn't that bad anymore. As soon as I was with my
Yeah.
friends, easy. But being alone at college with no friends, oof, hard.
Yeah, that's valid. I know actually quite a few people who, their big depressive episodes hit when they were in college.
Yeah. Well, it's a
Um,
hard time if you don't immediately make friends. And, like, I made some friends, but all of them lived off
yeah.
campus.
Oh man, that's so hard.
Some I saw them in class, or, like, if we hung out for a couple minutes after class. It's because I lived on a community. 70% of the people on campus who went to that campus were commuters.
Wow.
Very few people were. It's because there's a branch campus.
Yeah, that is a big percentage.
Yeah. So so a whole bunch of people I became friends with, and I didn't have a car, so I couldn't go anywhere. I was okay.
Mhm.
Like, I knew my roommates, but, like, I wouldn't. Only one of them I still talk to.
Mm.
So, like, I was pretty alone, and then it doesn't matter if it's public. Me and my, like, high school girlfriend broke up in college.
Yeah.
From just college is hard. It's hard on a relationship, and we had communication issues between both of us, and we broke up. That's what happens. But oh man, I took that hard. It kicked the shit out of me. I was already like not in a great place, and then that like just kicked me when I was down.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
that
that's
got
a
too
common
sad.
experience, you know. That's
Yeah,
that's
it
the
is.
thing is that's a.
But that's why
common
Nerdcube gets his
experience.
money. I also bought his book. Dan gets his $5 a month because I'm still alive because of him, so he gets his $5 a month. I could drop down to a lower tier.
I don't really buy a lot of merchandise for people. I don't really buy that type of thing or support on Patreon, really.
I support on Patreon. I support Nerdcubed, a Sims creator that makes a mod who I might be stopping her sub just because she stopped providing updates for the mod. And I'm like, I'm hoping it's just a life. I just would love a life update. That's all I really need on your Patreon to be like, hey guys, I'm busy as fuck at work. I'm so sorry. And I'd be like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. I just need updates because I'm paying you money.
That's pretty valid, yeah.
But like then Star Wars Explains, I can just open my Patreon. I don't know why I'm trying to do this from memory. Like that's just hard. Simone Gertz, I believe that's how you say her name.
Yes.
It's Gertz, yes. Right? It's Gertz. I know you know how I'm talking about because you know.
I think so. I think it's Gertz.
But
yeah, I don't follow her really, but I do like her content.
I might stop supporting her soon just because I don't watch her content as much anymore, and I think I want to give that $3 to someone else. It's not like
Fair.
It's not that you're not making great content because you are, but you're now been picked up by a bigger network now. You're part of like tested with Adam and stuff like that, and I'm less concerned about your fiscal status. just saying, you're with a really big team there now, which is great. I'm so proud that you work with them now.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna be fiscally fine. MXR Mods, who I probably will drop from the $5 tier to a $1 tier. He's one of the guys who used to review Skyrim mods. Which I never cared about them, but like he was funny. But I began watching him and his girlfriend react to stuff for a little bit, and I might drop that one and switch it to someone else just for a little while, just because you gotta share some of the money.
Yeah, fair.
And Dank Pods. None of you know who Dank Pods are, but he started off rebuilding iPods. Now he's like the audio guy from Australia. He's Aussie. He's funny. He's a drummer who has no expertise in any sound engineering. He's like I just like headphones. I like drumming and I like headphones. They go together, kind of. And that's it on Patreon I support. But like, am I wearing one? No, I'm wearing a regular nerdy shirt. Like Cleus McFarlane, I support. Though his political opinions, I worry about. But in terms of him as a content creator, great content creator. It's not like he's using money he's making for political donations. He's using it to build race cars. So, like, I'm unconcerned about what his political views are because they do not affect his spending habits in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, fair.
I like race cars. Man likes race cars. Man supports race cars. A+ by me. So but he also makes really high quality merch. So I have 2 hats from him. I have no clue what my second hat is, and a couple shirts from him. They make some really nice, cool shirts.
I've never really gotten into sports.
That's fine. That's valid.
Yeah. It's just inconvenient because a lot of people really like sports.
Literally, the only sport I ever I still follow is racing, kind of like as a general topic. I follow NASCAR more, but like I keep an eye on like racing as a general sport, all forms, just because I like it. I find fast cars cool and big engine noises fun.
That's fair, yeah.
Like, this is who I am. Big noises go boom!
Driving in a circle is pretty boring.
That's why I don't watch NASCAR races that often, but I do watch the road course races because road courses are actually interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's like it. I used to follow more sports, but I stopped, which is because like my new coworker, he's into like rugby and like football and stuff. I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a dweeb.
There was one summer where I followed soccer, and then I never did it again.
You're like, wow, that was a lot of work.
It wasn't even really that. It was just that I was with somebody who really liked soccer, and so like I was hanging out at their house a lot.
That to
And we were
please them
watching
culture that you
soccer.
have in your brain.
Yeah.
So that way you could be like, oh, did you see this? And they're like, yeah, I saw that play. What did you think? You're like, I don't care, honestly. I just watched it because
Yeah,
you do.
yeah, where I'm just kind of like, hey, I am at your house and you're watching soccer while we eat dinner, so I guess I'm gonna get into soccer a little bit at least so that know what I'm watching.
Yeah, you want to have
Uh,
context.
yeah, yeah. And so I'm just like, oh, are they good? I have never done a sport in my life.
I
Like,
did. I did sports that require zero coordinate. Well, there's some coordination, but zero hand-eye
I guess that's
coordination.
not actually even completely true because I used to do ballet when I was younger. And fuck you if you don't think that ballet is a fucking sport,
It
is
is
what
a
I'm
sport.
gonna go
All
ahead and
dancing is a
say.
sport.
Thank you. Yes, I
It's in the
agree.
Olympics.
Although
It's a
I
sport.
stopped when I was 12.
If it's in the Olympics, it's a sport.
Hell yeah.
There's other things that aren't in the
If
Olympics that
it's
also are sports.
outside of the Olympics, it's also a sport.
But like
Cheerleading is
that's
100% a sport.
but like yeah, but there's been arguments to put cheerleading in the Olympics. That's been like it's been a very USA
Oh,
centric
I don't
argument, by
watch
the
the
way.
Olympics.
Neither do I, but it's been a very US and UK centric like idea to be like, hey, they're like, you're the only two countries who compete in this thing. We're like, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, they're doing really well is the thing, and they do so much with their bodies that
Yeah, it's
it's like,
crazy.
hey,
It's a mixture of dancing, like it's like doing guard, dancing, other crap.
gymnastics,
Yeah, gymnastics. It's so many things mixed into one.
like trapeze a
Yeah,
couple of times. It's like, buddy,
and they're
you're
keeping
gonna
rhythm,
die.
and they're like doing marching band, and sometimes they're doing it with a marching band.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Gotta say, I love a good band.
Can we talk about that? Okay, now we're really off track from D&D, but I'm okay with it because I love marching bands.
The thing is, okay, so
Did you know that
I'm
that
actually
is?
more into like orchestral stuff and like
I
big
like both.
band over marching band. Because I never really went to the sport things, so I never really saw marching band that much, except for when I sang the national anthem for them a couple of times. That happened.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, and so it was just kind of like, well, I'm here.
I
Might
guess
as
I'll
well
just.
watch.
Yeah, and you just. I remember because you would sit with the band kids because a lot of them were your friends.
Yep. Yep. That's what happens when you're in choir and also drama club. You end up friends with band kids. It
Because
just happens.
at our high school, they're all the same hallway.
Yeah.
They'll relocate to
Yeah.
the hallway behind the stage. It's a very
Same
creepy and dark
hallway,
area.
same room when you're in choir and band. You
Yeah.
just share a room. So you're going to end up talking to them, especially like around concert season,
Yeah. Because you might do something
then
together.
you're preparing for the same stuff together. So you get to strike together and whatnot. That's always fun.
Oh yeah, but like NCAA, which is the uh collegiate athletics board thing. They
Mhm.
don't like officially recognize marching band as a sport, but they're like it almost is because there is a national championship for it.
Mm. I would say that marching band should be considered a sport because you know what? It's a lot of physicality, especially like
You're playing imagine playing a tuba marching around a football
yeah,
field.
breath support is real.
Well, as a
Um
person who my previous girlfriend was in marching band's a
yeah,
sport. That woman
yeah.
was an athlete, like a different type of athlete than me, the like distance endurance runner. But like, no, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely kind of reminds me of like drama club where, when you're in musical theater, you dance and sing at the same time.
Yeah.
That is just what you do. And if you are dancing and singing at the same time, you have to have incredible breath support. I do not anymore have that type of breath support because I have it practiced in a very long time, but oh my god, dude. Like, there's a reason why a lot of the drama club kids were really thin, and it's because we were dancing for like 6 hours a day and singing at the same time.
You also had like Mike as was it Mike, right?
Yeah.
Mike Mealy, I believe was
Yes, our director was a bit.
He was so extra. I love that. Like he's hilarious,
intense.
but he is such an extra person.
Yes.
He treated you all like you were on fucking Broadway, and you're like, we're not.
Yeah, definitely. But that is actually apparently a bit more of a more universal experience than I really thought.
Oh yeah, because they're all like.
But yeah, I've heard from other theater kids that that's actually a pretty universal thing.
It's because directors are directors. If they went to any kind of schooling for being a director, they were taught to be a vindictive pain in the ass. That's your job.
Yeah.
They're also narcissists mainly because like that's literally your job is to order people around and see your vision.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we off track.
I just don't want to like slander anybody.
Sorry, directors. Not that you're bad people. These are just things that are qualities you may have.
Yeah, I'm keeping my tongue a little bit tight because not gonna get sued.
I don't think he was a terrible person. I enjoyed hanging out with him, so like, I just know that I've met enough people who are directory, and when they switch that mode on, they are a different person than the person you talk to every other day.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Like it's a different mode. I'm not even saying these people do it on purpose. Like it's like a switch in their head. I'm not saying you have to be a narcissist.
Like a coach, like coaches are kind of the same type of way.
Yeah, no, you just have a game mode. It's like it's go time. It's no more laughing, no more playing. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Which is something I don't work well with, which is why I don't do those things and did sports where that wasn't required.
Yeah, I do like miss musical theater. Like it was a very influential part of my life. And I enjoy performing in a physical sense. Like I like getting up on stage. I like being,
let's double check.
It's a good time. It's a thing that I miss big time. Would I ever really do musical theater again? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
I think it depends on what where life brings you.
Yeah. It's a thing that I could maybe see myself doing in like community theater. I feel like I could probably do
I know a really cool community theater director. You'd have to drive that.
It's just a little scary is the thing because it's been a long time.
Oh, he's a very positive person. He's wonderful.
I'm out of shape also.
Yeah, you'd probably have to practice before you do it.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I like...
But that's why I like this. This is our play acting.
Mm-hmm.
Not this.
I definitely am a better actor than I used to be. I used to be a pretty bad actor, if I'm being honest.
Like, I lose us in our characters sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I think it throws Brian off sometimes, because he'll say, instead of Conlan, he'll ask us as a character, Andy, what are you doing? Rain, what are you doing? Which does help me stay in character. Though sometimes when he screws up pronouns, because me and you are playing inverse to our our normal.
Yeah.
So like that throws him off all the time because he keeps screwing up pronouns. He's like,
yeah. It's funny though. I kind of don't think I've ever messed up Rain's pronouns. I think that you embody Rain very, very well.
Rain is part
I
of
think of her
me, guys.
Completely different from you.
Yeah. Well, she's both a different person and the same person as me.
I'm also very good at compartmentalizing. So.
Yeah, it's a different mode. I think I've only once or twice But I've done it when it's set instead. I've never done it to Andy, but I've done it to you.
Yeah, you've been talking to me.
And accidentally, because I've been talking to Andy most of the game, been like, that's the wrong pronoun
honestly,
for you, which I know you don't care that much.
Yeah, I don't really mind he, him pronouns.
Yeah, that's why I don't stop. I go, my brain goes, dumbass. I'm like, shut up, it's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. If you say he a couple of times, I'm not gonna lynch you.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's not meant to be insult. It's meant to be like, I'm sorry, I'm bad at names. I forget my own friends who like I've known for 20 years pronouns,
also,
and they
Andy
haven't changed
is such
genders.
A fun character that like I take it as a compliment is the thing, because I take it as such a compliment because everybody is so kind to Andy in a way that I just am like so flattered by and taken aback by.
Andy is best boy. Andy is best boy.
He really is best boy, but it kind of embarrasses me a little bit because it's like, oh, thank you. You think my boy is best boy?
He is best boy.
I mean boy and you all like boy? Thank you.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I get deranged sometimes, and like if you guys have ever watched some of our episodes, I do get very passionate.
Oh, absolutely.
Admittedly, me and Rain do share some opinions.
Yeah, same, buddy.
Like,
yeah,
political...
I think it's easier to play characters that share at least a bit of your opinions.
That's the problem playing Greg. Is I played Greg as more of a coward.
Mm-hmm.
And I can be cowardly, but it's usually because I'm pausing, not because I'm actively scared of a situation. Usually, I'm a fight person in the flight, or the fight, flight, stand still. What was the fourth one is?
Fawn.
Fawn, yeah.
Fawn.
Those, yes. I always forget the fourth one.
Yeah.
I'm the fight person. I'm the person who would get himself in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's actually kind of fun for me too, is that I'm actually a freeze person in real life. But I have managed to make a lot of characters who are fight characters. And it's kind of fun playing that out.
Yeah, because Greg is the retreat, flee.
Yeah, I'm 100% a freeze.
And fawn is, can you remind me, because words are hard.
So fawn is when you are more of a like, you start to flatter the person who is.
That is Rain. That's what I thought. I want to double check. Rain is the person who's like, this might not be working well. Well, it's time to start trying to sweet talk and hope for the best.
Yeah, that is your...
Rain is Miss talk her way terribly out of situations. Be like, I will still kill you if I have to, but I would prefer that not to be the option, because that sounds horrible for everyone involved.
That's kind of funny, is that Noct has kind of been that way a couple of times, where she's been like, look, I don't want to fucking kill you, but you're gonna make me.
Yeah.
So
minus those vampires.
Like specifically, minus those vampires. I feel so fucking bad about those vampires. Every time somebody brings them up, I'm like, God damn it.
I'm sorry. It was a good moment to bring them up.
No, okay. We're settling this right now, right here, right now. Okay. I want to put on the record that I misunderstood what Asia was saying.
I have a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Which is in this new Star Trek I'm watching, Lower Decks, is one of the characters. It's really not spoilers, I guess, of the show. If you watch it, you'll already have known it, because you already finished it. Like, it's either you watched the show, you didn't, and you're not going to.
Yeah, it's fine.
Train thought. One of the characters is given like an order from the captain, and it was like, send him an, show him a blah blah blah, like, but kind of like very vague. So then they fire off of like their port bow. So you said send them a message, no, like a message to dinner. It's like, what? That means that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let me explain what happened in my mind. To me,
it's like that.
I was showing her the message and asking her what she wanted to do. Kyron nodded at Knock. And the message
Our
said, "Are
DM
you
is in the
willing to
chat
kill
as
them?"
us.
I think it said something. I think the message said something like, "Are you willing to kill them to move ahead?" And I showed it to Kyron, and she nodded at me, and so I was like, "Okay," and I pulled it. And the thing is that Nock was literally gonna let them drink her blood earlier. She didn't want to kill them. She was just like,
such a mistake.
She was just like, I mean, do you wanna do what this thing says? And Kyron was like, yeah. And so I was like, okay. And apparently it wasn't a nod of yes, it was a nod of acknowledging that she sees the message. And I did not get that. And it just happens sometimes. You know, you're in fucking roleplay. I said I was pulling it, and so I didn't take it back. Because everybody was like, wait, no, don't do that. And I was like, well, I already said I pulled it.
This means that with our group, one day Rain's in a situation where like it's a fake hostage situation, where like we're trying to like just use leverage, and Rain's gonna be talking,
100%.
and Rain's gonna like gesture, and one of you can be like, "Oh, that's the gesture to cut their heads off."
Oh, 100%, 100%.
It's gonna be like Jin Rash just.
Very... I think the thing is that I kind of make impulsive characters.
Oh,
I am not that impulsive in real life,
yeah.
So I kind of take advantage of being impulsive in D&D. Because there's less stakes.
Yeah, there is. It's gonna be one of those things where Rain's gonna like almost make the motion, and you're gonna be like really ready and be like, "It's happening."
Like, was that the motion? Not yet. I'm so ready.
And like she's talking and moving her hand, so you're really keeping her. You're like, she gonna do it in secret.
No, at that point, I would open the door, and be like, "Raid."
No, you don't be in the room. It'd be one of those moments where like Rain would finish her speech and put her hand up, not thinking that was a gesture to kill them, and just you or Jin Rash just you just hear her head just hit the ground, and you're just like.
yeah.
Like the silence in the movie.
So, look, I honestly don't think I can 100% be held responsible for killing those two vampires. I feel like it's pretty understandable why I misunderstood what I misunderstood.
Oh yeah, I get it. At the time, I thought that was the plan. Bracket was like, okay.
Thank you. Okay, so it wasn't just me. But here's the thing. I was actually gonna let them drink my blood, but then Naresh was like, no, don't do that. So I didn't do
the
that.
vampire's like, can you not? Can you?
I was like, I mean, whatever, drink it. Knock had no self-preservation at that point in the arc, so...
Yeah. Like, do you remember Bracket's super chaotic good, so he's like, and they're vampires. His job is to eliminate them.
I mean... Not 100%. I don't think that, you know, they didn't seem evil, particularly.
Vampires are, at least described within the player's handbook, tend to be plays an irrelevantly evil race because of what their backstory is.
From how we were having a conversation with them, they seemed to be...
They didn't seem to have ulterior motives at the time. Yeah, they didn't seem to, like, give a shit.
They seemed fairly in control of themselves. Just real thirsty, though. But that's fair.
Yeah.
They've been down there for a long time.
Especially when Brian plays that everything has, like, nothing's really super defined. Like, normally goblins are just goblins. But in Zista, goblins run a coffee shop.
No, yeah. Also, you know, fuck monster races being all evil.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, that's what's going to be super interesting if the group ever meets Rain, is Rain's interacted with mainly any monster race that she's ever interacted with. Most of them, not all, have been people.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really as prejudiced as Nock is against monster races. I think it's really just Nock who is pretty prejudiced, because...
I think Kyron is a little bit and Jin Rash is a little bit.
Because, I mean, she comes from a place where all of the monster races surrounding her are evil.
Yeah.
And it's alluded to, not 100% confirmed, but it's alluded to that maybe the area that they're in is corrupting them in that way, and that's why they're all...
It is alluded to, yeah. I noticed that.
Hasn't been confirmed, but it seems like that might be the case, which, is fair. And, so, like, the thing is that Nock does...
Oh,
she
man.
does think about them as people sometimes, though, because even in the very first session we had, our session 0, she was trying to argue with them and getting them to, like, go away, She was trying to say, hey, like, leave this fucking deer alone, dude. Like, get out of here. And they refused, and attacked us, so of course she's gonna kill them. I feel like the reason why people think that she hates goblins big time is because of that one time she shot one that was on fire. But
it was like, you shot it so quick. A goblin runs out. I shoot it. Brian's just like, on fire.
Look, in my defense,
that was great.
I went back and watched that scene, and I had just used Primeval Awareness, and Brian had told me that there were 3 goblin creatures in the Promise.
Yeah, no,
and
you're
right. Or not the Promise, in Warrior's Rest. And so when they ran out, I knew what they were.
Yeah.
So I shot it.
It was the perfect classic D&D moment. It was it was that classic,
like, I knew what to expect.
Like, character thinking they're quick-witted, and then second Slayer being like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm a dick.
However, it's very funny, and I'm kind of fine with it.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter because it was a goblin who was gonna die because he was on fire. Like, it was irrelevant. He was fucked.
100%. He was gonna die either way.
That's why we can laugh about it.
Yeah.
He had no story arc. He did not matter. But, oh my god, that was a great one of those. I shoot it. He's on fire. I just remember Brian staring at you in the eyes, like...
And I just go, well, how was I supposed to know that? I said I shot him. Look, that is the one thing that I like to do in D&D, is that I like to stick with my decisions. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm doing it already. Like, by the time that I say it out loud, I've already decided that that's my course of action. So I'm not gonna take it back most of the time, unless it's, like, incredibly detrimental and something that the group talks me out of.
Yeah.
Unless I'm having the conversation where I'm like, should I do this thing? If I say I do it, I just do it, Like, my character didn't ask you whether she should do it. She's just doing it. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I always ask lots of questions when I'm playing Rain. Bracket's much more impulsive. He doesn't care.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm a little bit impulsive when I play D&D, and maybe I should think a little bit harder sometimes. But
that's okay.
It's always led to funny situations. So
yeah, it's been great, honestly. Bracket's impulsive, like totally impulsive. He's a chaotic good hero who they took all of his fucking memories away. So yeah, he's gonna have some missing bits where he screws up. He's like, oh yeah, we're not supposed to do that. Oh.
Yeah. I think Nock is less impulsive a good amount of the time. Like, she's a planner for sure. It's just
the closest thing to a strategist our team has.
Yeah, she's just, a little bit impulsive when it comes to high stress situations, which is fair because that's what happens sometimes. Andy's incredibly impulsive, and it's very fun to play.
He ate a bee randomly.
Yeah, it's written. I have a note on my phone of Andy traits, and one of them is that he looks for bugs, and if he finds a bug, he's gonna eat it.
It's so funny.
He also calls strawberries strong berries. It just hasn't come up in game.
Okay, good to know we need to get cheesecake when we're at the gala.
Yeah, he calls them strong berries.
Does he like strong berry cheesecake?
Oh, definitely. Do you want to let me see what the rest of this list is? Let me get it out.
Oh my god, that's great. Well, it's just like
This is a good time for this list.
like some of the traits Rain has. Words are hard.
Yeah.
Like she offers. I've been trying to work this in a little bit more ever since I said it in the group as like I'm a meme, but I'm like, nah, that's who like Rain's person who's trying to get peace to happen so she doesn't have to be in combat. She can kick someone's ass if she needs to, but she's like, I'd rather negotiate and not make enemies right now because that long term might be a bad choice. Because I've made lots of enemies and lots of mistakes.
Yeah. So these aren't even recent. These are from July. So these are from like I think before we started playing these characters, really.
No, we began
Or
playing
when
them
we
by
like
then.
first started. Okay, so he calls strawberries strongberries. That is the first note I have. He gets distracted easily. When he sees a bug, he'll try to catch it. If he catches it, he'll eat it. He tries to make clever nicknames for people, but they're always terrible. He licks himself for cleaning. He licks others as affection. He loses his stuff constantly. He forgets to breathe, which still freaks out his mom. He purrs when he's content, and he loves to chase.
Oh man,
He loves to run.
he's
Dude.
like half
That's like
golden. He's like half golden retriever, half cat man.
oh, completely. The thing is that he had golden retriever energy before he turned into a cat.
Yeah. That just add the bug
It's
bit and some of the other, like that bug and purring and stuff like that.
yeah, it's just that there's no real dog race in D&D. If there were, he probably would have been that instead.
He would have just been a golden retriever.
Yeah. But
Do-
there's no golden retriever race in D&D.
well,
Sadly.
that just means
So,
we need to make one, obviously.
I don't know. I like him as a tabaxi.
No, I'm
Tabaxis
saying,
fun.
but in case we ever need another character like that.
Oh man. No, we can just pull Andy into any campaign and I will gladly play him because he's so fun. I
That's
love
part of
him
Rain
so
is
much.
I've made her a backstory Silver Lion. Like I could change it, I guess, into a different
Mm.
into a different like world. But like, hey, dude, I have to obliterate the like how corrupt a city is.
Yeah. I just love
And make it an
I love
oligarchy.
monks is the thing. Monks are so fun. I would gladly play a different monk also is the thing because they're just so fun to play. They're so good. They're so good at everything. And I like playing skilled characters, if you couldn't tell by my every character that I've made.
Well, Brackett's not that skilled. He is
Mm,
charisma, strength, and bravado. That is
mm.
that's all he is.
No, yeah, Nock is very skilled, and
Uh,
Andy is very skilled.
Rain's super skilled. I built Rain super skilled.
Lemon's a little less so. She's a little bit more mundane,
Greg is also
but
a skill monkey.
she has a
they're
lot of
rogues.
heart. It's the other thing. All of my characters have a lot of heart.
Both my characters are naturally good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which we've had this conversation. I feel like I am not a good like I'm a good person.
I disagree with you. You're a good person.
No, I'm a good person. I think, but I don't think I'm naturally good. I choose to be good.
That's
That's a personal
true.
opinion. You can all believe like not important right now, but like that's
Yes.
why I like playing like a character like Rain who is naturally good. Rain's heart is good, even though she's a neutral character. At her core, she's that little girl who lost her parents.
Absolutely.
She's what her parents taught her to be a kind, nice person, treat people right, all this. She's just been through a lot of bad experiences. But because of the pain she's been through, she's willing to commit evil in a way that no one else, I think, in our campaign that isn't already an evil character is willing to do.
Honestly, I feel like Delson is willing to commit evil acts.
I think he would, if he knew what Rain really wanted to do to the people who killed their parents, I think he'd be like, "That's a little much."
Honestly,
At least some of the ideas I think she would think of.
I definitely think that Nock would be along for the ride.
Oh yeah, Nock would be like, "Okay, Nock's a ride or die, homie. Nock's a ride or die."
Nock would be down. I think Kyron would also be down.
I think Kyron would be down until it made her sick.
True.
Because because Kyron has the age equality of like, yeah, let's do it, until like it gets to that point where you go, wait, no, this is really fucked.
No, yeah. Nock also does have morals, but if it's a fucking murderer,
it's not. Like, it wouldn't be an immoral thing she'd be doing. It would just be, as I reiterate, haven't decided how it's ever. We don't know until we get to play these characters again and way in the future, probably, because we're not going to find who killed Rain's parents for a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
I hope not. Like, I want that to be a fucking long game. That sounds.
Unless they're at the fucking gala, which
they are
definitely gonna be there.
They are. It's just that which. Can we point out? Okay, I'm now detracting. But what she wants to do for the people who kill her parents is make them feel like she's felt.
Yeah.
Which, remember, she's feeling the pain of a 6-year-old girl, who's never felt pain like that before. It's literally the worst thing she's ever felt. So, and that she's combining the other things that because of it, has caused in her life. So, like, the way she feels is something that I don't think I can conceptualize.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way for me to conceptualize it because I've never felt like that.
Honestly, I feel like Rain, once she got there, wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, it depends if it felt satisfying or not.
It wouldn't, is the thing.
Probably. We'll find out.
It's a good character moment, is finding out that revenge isn't actually satisfying, because that's the truth of it, man. Is that revenge really isn't anything at all.
I don't know. I think dropping their house into the lake would be pretty satisfying.
I mean, yeah, that would be pretty fun.
I feel like some of it would be satisfying, but the end result, she'd be like, "Huh, this is gonna take a really long time, and I'm gonna feel nothing about it ever. Well, I'm leaving."
Yeah.
No, it's not like she would stop it though. She'd be like, "Huh, that's blows," and she would just leave, and Paladin's be like, "Do we keep doing the thing?" She's like, "I didn't say stop."
Yeah.
Justice is justice,
thing, right? Is that you kind of get to the point where you recognize that no matter what happens to the person who hurt you, it's not going to affect how you feel about it.
Yep.
About the situation, because it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably would not make her feel positive in the end all, but no, it would succeed in. I know it's not good. Like, Rain's would rather
maybe let her have some closure at least.
It would give her closure.
Closure.
It would give her closure, and for the families who would be willing to do a similar thing to her again, like other families who would be willing to wage, like, not real war, but like the familial war of the nobles that exists in every noble society. I think it'd be a very big message of, if you fuck with me, I will obliterate you in ways that you cannot imagine.
Yeah, that's fair. It is a good,
it's a good little fear thing.
Hey, leave me the fuck alone now.
Yeah. I destroyed them in a way that...
Remember what happened to those guys? Maybe you don't want to end up like those guys.
I feel like she
That's the thing about those guys, is that they suffered big time.
Yeah, I feel like that would be the only thing that would give her, quote, satisfaction, or give her closure, mainly.
Yeah. No, really, Rain needs therapy, actually.
Probably, yeah, no, duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
Let's get our girl therapy.
That's the point of the game, is to make me feel like I get therapy.
Yeah. Honestly, Andy would probably get Rain therapy.
Yeah, I don't think he's realized how bad she is, because she's not
yet.
Well, so she doesn't share things like that to Andy because it's just gonna upset him.
I don't know if she understands him completely then.
There's something in terms of like what she wants to do would upset him.
Fair.
No, she's willing to tell him about her life. She promised it. It's just you're gonna be busy for lunch, which was when we were supposed to have a conversation.
Yep. Look, man, it's a lot.
I know.
Brian
So it means we have to survive. So Andy and Rain can go to dinner after this all,
Yes.
and I can finally tell you the story of what happened because I promised you that.
I think that was originally the idea, was for it to be after the gala.
Yeah, it was. But Rain was thinking about doing it before, but now we got busy.
Yeah, we're big busy.
But back to trains of thought. Yeah, it's super dangerous. Rain's going to the gala at all.
Oh, absolutely.
As her, more importantly, not just like it's different because she's snuck into parties as someone else using a false name, and maybe putting a little makeup on to make her not look like her. Mm-hmm. This is the first ever time Rain's gone to any party as Rain.
Yeah, with her own name.
Own name. She's not gonna put a lot of makeup on. Like just lipstick and eyeliner. No blush. No extra foundation. Nothing. It's gonna be her showing off her freckles. She's a cute little she's a little cute classic ginger girl freckles. And she's gonna be right there in front of the entirety of the Stallion Noble Society.
I really wish we could get Star to come with us.
That would be neat. But I don't have time to talk to him.
Fucking neat.
I really wanted to talk to him. I just did not get a chance to. I'm going to try and send a letter to him.
Isn't he at the...
No.
I thought he was... Didn't he just show up at the...
No. Maybe. No, Yik did. Yik showed up disguised.
Yik showed up. Oh, okay. That's what it was. I thought he showed up.
I'm probably gonna send a letter. I might have to talk to Brian to retcon Rain sending a letter in the morning, just because I forgot to say it out loud. But I told him I was gonna do it prior. Mm-hmm. I didn't say it in game. I even partially wrote the letter. I forgot about it because so much was happening that I was just like, oh man, I'm overwhelmed. And I forgot about mentioning it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And because less people showed up at breakfast than planned, and then Yik showed up, so I never got a word in edgewise to send the letter out.
Fair.
So Rain would send the letter out as soon as she could. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's super dangerous if she's going there.
Oh,
people
absolutely.
guaranteed people who killed their parents are going to be there. But there's also, as Brian pointed out, which is very true, her parents' allies will also be at the gala.
Absolutely, also true.
So, Rain is playing the world's biggest risk-reward game, walking as Rain. It stopped being Dai Hanada's night, and he doesn't know that yet. Yeah. He has no clue that it's no longer Dai Hanada's night. It's not the night for... It's a night to celebrate him, but it's not his show when she steps into that building.
Yeah.
Rain's walking in, which is the opposite of what you're supposed to do during a fucking heist, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Andy doesn't know what the fuck we're doing. Honestly. So Andy knows that we're going to steal from someone important. He knows that it's something very important because obviously a lot of people are after it. He's not stupid. He's not smart, but he's not stupid. He understands concepts like this. But he doesn't really understand the social significance, and he doesn't understand the legal significance, really. And
that's why I'm excited.
He doesn't understand how big of a deal it's going to be.
I know. And that's why Andy will be the what do you call it? The character that people who are watching use to get into the system. I'm forgetting there's a term for it.
I don't know what you mean.
So in Rebels, how we're supposed to follow Ezra through his journey to become a Jedi. He's the character that the people watching are supposed to sympathize with and enter the universe with.
The character insert, the self-insert.
Yes, that's what it's called. Thank you. I forgot the character term. I was like, fuck, I feel like a shitty writer. Like, I didn't go to any writing classes, so I shouldn't be angry.
That's kind of true. I guess Andy is kind of like the common man.
Yeah, he's the character insert.
Yeah,
For this gala, he really is.
Especially because he just doesn't really, like, care about the gala. He doesn't really care about
I think
the
technically
heist.
Paul is supposed to be that, but now Paul's interesting. I almost choked on my gum.
Yeah. Andy cares more about Rain than he does about the heist.
Which is why you're probably going to notice people looking at her.
Doing the heist. He wouldn't be doing the heist if it weren't for Rain, obviously. Because that's the whole reason he's involved. But also, just like, Rain is also the reason that he's not leaving the heist, is because he doesn't want to leave Rain. Yeah, even though he legitimately thinks he might die.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, but he's gonna be the one of those people who, like, and Paul will probably be like, because he won't get the social structure in Zista because he's been away from our society for time.
Yeah.
He'll still not get it. Is the two of you are gonna be like, why is everyone looking at Rain weird?
Yeah, yeah. I still have to have a conversation with you guys that if I die, that you have to cut off, like, my hand or something.
Delson would do it.
Okay.
Delson has
important.
I think he's brutal enough, or he'd be like, do I have to? Yes. Why can't you? He's your friend. Because I'll feel bad.
It's literally saving my life.
I understand, but it's really, if you were a person that.
Well, okay. This is if we cannot revivify. But we are trying to get revivified.
Yes.
We should have 5 doses, which is incredible.
Yeah.
We should have 5 if all goes well with normal. I really hope it does, because that would be incredible if we had those. If not, then yeah, cut off a piece of my tail or whatever. Or my ear. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you cut off. Just like.
So, because we're not going to play in a while, I feel like I'm going to give you a couple, not spoilers, but things that might happen, but I have no context of what will happen because I'm not Brian.
Not on stream.
Okay, that's fine. Because that might be too much spoily. Okay, that's a good point. We'll talk about that after we and remind me about that, about the gala. Oh man, but like it's super dangerous. Rain's going there. It like could be super lucky. Like if the queen's there, the queen might be like, "Huh, I recognize that girl."
I believe the queen will be there.
I believe she's not tending the whole time though. I think she's making a presence during the promotion ceremony. And I think she's leaving afterwards.
Then she's dipping.
She did her job. She promoted family. I can leave now. She's busy. Fair. She runs a fucking kingdom.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, like also she's stressed. I also think I wonder. This is not. I wonder if the queen. Like, she's probably upset about some things in the city. I wonder how much of an empath she is.
I don't know, but here's the thing. She is the one who delivers the writhing marks. And delivers the thing that makes you walk off the edge of the city. Like, she is completely in control of the cruelty for a good portion of the city's cruelty. So I don't think she's a good person.
I don't know. She could be a neutral character.
I don't know, dude. She murders lots of people.
Yeah, because they didn't follow her rules, though. So, like, it's kind of a...
Yeah. Most societies, when you don't follow the rules, you don't get
I know, thrown off the city. It's one of those... we don't know, because we don't know enough about Queen Kitteris. Also, remember, Rain's view of Queen Kitteris is warped from all of yours.
Yeah.
Even though she's
Andy
seen...
is also kind of weirdly subservient to her a little bit, because he's a monk.
But, like, you guys lived as normal people.
Yes.
Rain's, like, none of you... We haven't seen it on stream, but, like, it's a small spoiler, but not really, based on what you guys are beginning to learn. Also, you guys will forget by the time we play again, guaranteed. Because there's only, like, 6 people... Not even 4 people on stream. I have no clue. I don't have the page up anymore. 3 people, and I think one of them's me. Rain grew up around the Queen. Like, most likely from what, like, the information we'll be getting. Like, what I wrote, yeah. But from what you've seen, she grew up around the Queen and has fond memories of the Queen, positive memories of the Queen. That's why she looks at the Queen acting like a queen, and she's like, huh? That's not the nice lady that babysat me.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know exactly how subservient to the Queen the monastery is exactly.
The monastery itself seems pretty subservient. They keep her alive.
Yes.
But that might be a deal. I have no clue how that works.
It is a deal of some sort.
I think it keeps the monastery having power.
That's what I think. So it's kind of more of a give and take, right? Because they could take away her whenever.
Yeah, but she would. But really. I don't know if her staying alive keeps the city alive.
We don't really know.
Because I was at one point, Brian said something that implied that to me. This is now speculating heavily. But like, there's one little bit that may be like, wait, if the Queen dies, does the city just... Does it fall? Because that would be bad.
I think it's implied that the city has been floating longer than
I don't think so.
Around. It's hard to tell because time stopped for a bit there.
Yeah, time wasn't a thing. Or was it passed on from King Triton?
I don't know.
Or Tyrion, King Tyrion. Sorry, I remember things.
I cannot.
Triton's a species.
I cannot confirm or deny these things.
I don't remember. I don't know. But yeah, it's a super risk night. I'm supposed to be doing the biggest crime in history. Rain is showing up in front of enemies, allies, people, neutral parties, people who've known her since she was born, knew of her existence since she was born, but have lost her. She's, as I've called it myself, I don't know if I've said it on stream, she's showing up as Zista's lost daughter.
Yes.
I don't know if I've said that on stream or not.
I think you probably have. It's hard to say.
I think I've said it on DisasterCast. I know I've said it to you.
Yes.
But like
it gets blurry for me what you've said to me on stream and what you've said off stream.
We talk a lot, so it's it's a struggle. We don't take notes for our regular conversations.
I don't take notes for our just actual conversations.
Yeah, because usually we're doing something else too. Like we're playing Minecraft or we're like anything else.
I think it's healthy to not take notes in just normal social interactions.
Usually. I think we should end soon.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm getting a little tired.
Yeah, getting to the not pushing 110% anymore and moving to the bullshitting.
Well, I'm just I've just been very sore today. I did too many lateral lifts yesterday and I'm just very sore. And the thing is, for me, that gives me a headache the entire next day. It makes my neck and shoulders hurt all day. So,
Yeah, I get it.
It's a different vibe for me than it would be for other people, is the thing.
Well, for those who have come and joined us during this DisasterCast, and may join us on the YouTube VOD of this DisasterCast, hopefully this is good content. I have no clue. We talked about lots of things. I hope so.
We kind of rambled a lot, but...
It is Wednesday. This is the middle of the week. This is when me and you are probably, like, peak tired.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why we haven't been doing streams in the middle of the week, is Thursdays. Oof.
Yeah, but I hope everybody enjoyed our convos, even though they were kind of all over the place.
It's okay. Everyone should, recommendations, go watch things. Go watch Hamilton.
Oh, sure. I just recently rewatched Legally Blonde.
That's a great movie too.
It's on Netflix now, so if you have Netflix, go watch Legally Blonde, maybe. Give yourself a good time.
And like, if you feel like you need something more animated, rewatch Avatar for the 80th time.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yep.
Just make yourself satisfied. Like, that's what that is.
Or I have recently gotten not super into because it's kind of hard to get really into. But there is this anime. It is called Polar Bear Cafe.
I've
And
heard
it
of it.
is just of a bunch of like anthropomorphic animals having a cafe, and it's really really cute.
That
And
sounds like
just
a
it's a
feel-good
very
time.
calming, feel good. Like if you're sick, it's a chicken noodle soup show.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Conlan and Vicky on our wonderful DisasterCast. I had another last train of thought. Oh, go get vaccinated if you can in your state. You should
Yeah.
be able to by next time we
Please
do
do that.
DisasterCast.
Yes. As much as possible.
Keep an eye out for content. We're working with Callum for a potential campaign. We have no shooted time frame for it. It's when he
Yeah,
gets it
no.
written, and I don't want to put
Yeah.
pressure on him because that's rude. We've already we're already one DM down. We don't need to overstress a second one.
Yeah. There's also potential one shots in the works,
Yeah.
possibly
We're all working on stuff, but
potential
for now we're DisasterCast.
other
Maybe
stuff.
you might see a build stream from me and Vicky. We might get our friend Chris on here. We'll ask.
Mm.
That might be on my channel, not on Nat Disaster. I have to ask Brian how he wants to keep this content on here because I have no problem doing it on my channel. My channel's chaos.
I'm
I don't give a
absolutely down to
crap.
play some Minecraft or whatever.
I made envelopes on my channel. I don't give a shit. But thank you for joining us for this wonderful podcast.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
It has been a good experience. We're now just going to zone out and talk about the thing I wanted to tell Vicky about, and then probably go
And
to
in
fuck
case
to
you
bed.
guys are curious about what I've been knitting this entire time, I've just been making a bunch of Tetris pieces. I made 5 Tetris pieces.
Nice.
Now your curiosity is sated.
Okay. Good night, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Good night.
Now that it ends.
Happy Wednesday.